Hello, my viewers. How are you feeling? And if you could have shouted, Sinead, Sinead, how are you feeling? I would have said, woo, woo, woo. I am so excited because not only is my miracle man here, but my life force are here, my rosebud is here, and my love bug is here. All of us have amazing names. So I am truly blessed. And we have some of the Dharma beauties as well have joined us. So a shout out to all of you, my beautiful Dharma beauties. So let the show start. Today, what an honor. We have our spotlight author, Gail Kraft. Gail, I met you 2 weeks ago through Howard. And the first moment that you came on, I loved you. And then we had a dance, and I loved you more. And then, as my miracle man said, give her everything that I'm doing. And I gave you the fire host, and you said yes to be a Mrs. Spots. You are incredible, and I love you. So, my beautiful Howard, as this is
Yes.
Gail is your amazing friend, I am handing the show over to you. Here you go, my beautiful medical man.
My dancing queen butterfly. I've heard a rumor that coming like in the next 24 hours is the Soul Diamond Moments magazine for release. So I just heard a rumor. So I'm hoping that's coming tomorrow.
It's
So I'm
coming
so
tomorrow.
excited. I'm so
And,
excited.
and, and guess who is the front cover?
I don't know. It's a surprise.
It's you, it's you,
I'm
it's
on the
you.
cover. Oh,
Whoa.
I'm live TV, so it's got to be true. So first of
Woo.
all, Gail, thank you so much. Gail, welcome. You are my flow master. We are just bread and butter, flow and go. I just love having you here, and I'm so excited to dive into the book. I would first like to start, and I'll go from my right on my screen. Laura, please introduce yourself to our lovely guest author.
Yes. Hi, Gail. I am beyond excited. I don't even want to tell anybody what I do because I just want to start talking with you. But I'm Laura Brennan Ballet. I have a little surprise. I'm right on the edge of international bestseller with the science of empowerment, speaker, coach on all things energy. I move in a construct of energy that I know you will understand. So I love the book. I am thrilled that you are here. I have so much to say about it. I can't even talk about myself. So I'm just so honored to be here with my family and with you because the world needs storytellers and craftsmen and creators and visionaries that help the rest of us evolve and elevate as a collective. And I think your book does that beautifully.
Oh, thank you. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Well, she will empower you and empower you with thought and love and all types of energy. So she is our life force and we love her. So next is our destiny, Krista Rose, the Rosebud. Please introduce yourself.
I am so thrilled to be here. So, yes, my name is Krista, and I fulfilled my dream of becoming Amazon #1 bestseller of the book Skip the Pain, Experience the Pleasure. And I have to say this every time. My tagline is cut the crap that's holding you back so you can live the life you love. And I really focus on the way we think, the way we talk, and the way we act all create our reality. I'm an international speaker. I'm an energy worker, Reiki master, and do so many other things. And I'm going to be the first one to say your book is not only a book about, we'll find out as we get going, it's a book about living and how to live and life. And it's so much more. I really want the viewers out there to pay attention to this because you need to buy this book. Thank you, Gail, for coming on the show.
Thank you for
Thank you,
having me.
Rosebud.
This is awesome.
Yeah, we're so thrilled. You see, this Gail is our people. We are her people. You'll see that. Miss Dancing Queen, Butterfly, please, voice amplifier, introduce yourself.
Oh, thank you, my beautiful heart. And I just want to let the viewers know that please down below in the show notes is down below, and our beautiful spotlight authors to buy a book. The link is there to connect with it on a website. All of us, you can connect with all of us. Everything is down below. Click down below. Click down below. I am Sanit from Bredal, and I am in Johannesburg, South Africa, and I'm your voice amplifier. I create space and stages for millions of incredible souls around the world to come and share their wisdom, their beautiful brilliance, and their transformative stories on all the platforms. And this is only one of them. So thank you, my beautiful Howard. Please, may I ask you, my miracle man, may you introduce yourself to all of us, please? Thank you.
You absolutely can. I'm thrilled to do so. So, I am Howard Brown. I am in Boston, but normally out of Michigan, USA. And I am known affectionately as Mr. Shining Brightly. So, we're going to shine brightly right now and shine brightly all show. And we are going to motivate, educate, and inspire. I'm a best selling author of Shining Brightly, if you can see it a little bit, and also an international award winning speaker. I have a top rated podcast called The Shining Brightly Show, where we learn about people's journeys and how they lift up others to lift up themselves and make the world a better place. And I am just so thrilled to be here because we are going to dig deep with Gail. But Gail, it's now your time to introduce yourself. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Oh my goodness, after all of this is all a hard act to follow. So hello everybody. My name is Gail Kraft and I call myself an empowerment master. And the reason that I use that term is I go beyond the normal coaching. I work with people who are deep in the dark side, and my book is about being deep in the dark side and how do you get out of it in a way that's alchemy, which means you have changed at your very core. So you're done with the dark side. It won't be returning again. And not that it won't from another story, but this story will be done. So I love what I do. I look forward to being part of this community that I just recently joined. And honestly, Howard, before you introduced me, I was done with networking groups. I was done with groups. I didn't want to hear anymore, but you introduced me, so I said yes. And again, Sinette, 2 seconds, I'm like, wow, this woman is different. This is different. So thank you so much for having me
What's
part
your
of
what's your forever song?
it. Brave. Brave
There
Oh,
you
is
go.
my forever
Exactly.
song. Yes.
So I'm going to switch the order. We're going to dig in because we did our intros now, but I'm going to go with the Dancing Queen Butterfly first, Rosebud and Laura, then me, and then we'll get as many questions in until we get to the speed round. And so we all have probably about 16 to 20 questions each, and we overlap, but we still each other's questions all the time because we're like minded. So Miss Sinette, please start us off, please.
oh, thank you. I just wanted to say thank you, Eve. You said hi to everyone. Christiana, you said good to see you. Howard, yay, good to see you all. Coach Eve says, congratulations, Howard. That is because you're on the cover of Diamond Moment magazine. Christiana says, did Howard go, go of his...
No,
Oh, did
did I give her the poop? Of course.
No,
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
yes.
yeah.
The poop.
I
Hold up
just
the
have to
poop.
make sure what I'm reading there, my
I know,
beautiful
I know,
Christiana.
I know.
And
Yes, I
then
gave her the
Christiana
squeezy poop.
Gail, Gail is amazing. I'm
Oh,
really
amazing.
enjoying to get to know you, you Gail. I love you already. Mm, thank you, my beautiful ladies. So, my beautiful Gail, are you ready?
I'm
What
ready.
will be what will be the reader's greatest lesson after reading your book?
I would say that you have choices and it's up to you to step into your own power.
I loved it.
Yeah.
But it's a double question. May I continue?
Of
And what
course.
is your greatest lesson in writing this story in this book?
Oh, so writing this book was part of the experience that I was going through at the time. And so writing the book allowed me to actually take the transformation I was going through on a spiritual level and bring it to the third dimension.
Mm,
Thank you.
Thank you.
okay. Am I next or is Rosebud next?
Rosebud is next, and Gail was a little frozen for a second, but she's back. So, Rosebud, you're up. We're going to go different, slightly different order. You're muted,
You're muted.
Krista.
So now that we can all hear me, and this was intentional because I was reading your book, and before you were talking about, the alchemy or being the alchemist, and that's a way of knowing something, but being something and really encompassing something is completely different. But when I read how the universe is listening to us, so if you have fear, you're putting fear out there, fear will come in. You talked about how fear came in certain ways. If you want to change, then the universe will give you something so you can change. And you were looking for a new level of compassion because you wanted to connect with your many, many clients, and the universe brought that to you. So I don't want to give everything away. I want to give you the floor. And that is so. I love the way you said you're in, with the empowerment, because you definitely empowered me through that. So if you can explain a little bit more for our viewers.
Yeah, I had many conversations with God, with the universe during this process. And some of them I got angry, right? And some of them was a true connection, right? And I got to laugh at myself, cry with myself, and embrace myself. And I got so connected with God that I allowed him, and there's a chapter or her or whatever you want to call it, but that energy to come and be with me. That was my profound moment.
Yeah. Yep.
Mm,
And I felt that when I was not only reading it, again, to all our viewers, this is not a book about a journey that Gail went through. This is about how to live and how you can really connect, I believe, to your higher self, divine, God, whatever you want to say. So I'm so grateful for this opportunity. Um, I can keep going, but Laura, I'll hand it over to you.
I know I keep looking over because of just the copious amount of questions that came out of the reading. I believe with all of us, it stirred or awakened, or for me, it's remembrance. But I live in this field anyways. Um, so, oh God, all right. So I love when you wrote transformation happens in the cocoon. I did not battle to emerge too soon. I was embracing it. For me, I mean, there's 1,001 PowerPoints in this book. But what I loved about this is the resilience, the tenacity, the potential of our humanness to stay in something that is absolutely right, twisting us inside out. So I always look at everything, and Howard nodded to this as an empowering experience, so we may empower others. And this is what I feel that your book really does so beautifully. It's this personal, journey that we're along with you, but it's this consistency of reflection back into ourselves. And we don't have to go through something so tragic, but you can relate to it all the way. How we react, respond, all of that. So something that you kind of found in that experience, that transformation of staying in the cocoon. And I was in Costa Rica not too long ago, and I went into the butterfly um, environment in the jungle, and I saw them being born, being defective, being born and flying. It was one of the most amazing things, and it made me think about that. So for people that are going through something to the extent that you did, or just everyday part of the human condition, how can you support them in that empowering coaching way of staying in it and not like feeling like I've got to get out, because it's when we get out too soon, we miss the lesson.
Yeah, for me, I have a saying that I'm sure you've all heard, and it's called "resistance is futile."
Yeah.
And so when we're in the cocoon, it's like the butterfly. That is where the transformation happens for the butterfly. And if the butterfly comes out too soon, it hasn't gotten strong enough to survive, right? And so by not resisting, by allowing the process to happen, even though it's icky, right? I know I can stay in the ickiness better if I don't resist. Because
Mm.
if I resist, I create even more pain than what I'm already in. So I just relax into it and trust that the cocoon that God is holding me in is safe.
I love that. Yeah.
That's
Shades on
powerful.
for that. I have like
Yeah.
4 questions coming off of that answer, but I love that. And maybe just a quick, again, coaching hat. We're coaches for the listening audience. There's always someone listening that's going through something, and you touch that one person in a very profound way. We all know when we're in it, we want out. So, what is either a tool, a technique, a skill, a moment of mindset, right? Mastery that you can share with that person or a few others when they're in it? It's okay. Like, hang tight, be patient, whatever your wording is. I think it would be very helpful.
Yeah. So some of the techniques, of course, I use breathing. So breathe in deep and breathe into the count of 4, hold to the count of 6, breathe out to the count of 9, and
Mhm.
just focus on what's going on with the breath. And that's to get the body calm. And when you have the body calm enough, then where are you feeling that pain in your body? Where in your body are you feeling that pain? And then take a look at it and remove the story attached to it if you can. That's sometimes you need help. And that's a lot of what I do. Take the story, because the story has nothing to do with the energy that's getting stuck right now. And then take it out and hold a
Mm.
conversation. You're the mother, you love this child. What would you say to this child? You would say, I love you. You're safe. I have you. Love yourself in that way. Love what you're going through in that way, because it is you. And when you get to the point where you can stop bringing the stories on and be in the moment, then the pain goes away.
Mm.
It's the
Mm.
story that creates the resistance and hangs on to the pain.
Yeah, there you go. Beautiful. I'm going to, of course, go to Mr. Shining Brightly because I can keep going.
I
Thank
know,
you.
I know. I just
Beautiful.
want to acknowledge that Christiana and Coach Eve. So, what you resist persists. She loved your question, Rosebud, and then they want to hear techniques. So, thank you. Coaches like to learn from other coaches. So, thank you for that commentary, ladies. All right. So, I've known Gail for a few years. I've known her before and now and during her breast cancer treatment and after. And I see a whole new person. She's still the same because she's a corporate executive, a scrum master. She's amazing, but I see a pureness now to her, and I call her my flow master. You call her your love bug because Sinette, you have all the best nicknames. It's incredible. Do you have your book with you, Gail, that you can hold up for a second? Because I got to ask you about what you were thinking and how you designed the cover. So hold it up. There you go, a little in front of you. There you go. The title and the cover. Explain. How'd you come up with
Oh,
it?
lessons from how? Well, let's face it, going through that kind of it's not fun, even though I laid in the cocoon and I allowed it to happen. And so I felt every day like I was walking through hell. I absolutely did. And the cover, I don't know if I can get this to you guys good enough, was
Yeah, that's good.
created,
Oh, that was good. Okay.
yeah, created by AI initially. And
Oh,
yes, and I mean, it took me days, like no, that's not good enough. No, that's not good enough. And then I would take one, yeah, that's okay. And then when I got this one, what I liked about this is she's looking up.
Yeah.
right? She's looking up in this light,
Yeah.
right? Right. So it's not all demon. And then I sent this to the person who did the cover, the art, and she cleaned it up a little bit. Yep. So,
I want to tell you that, since I'm walking in that same spot right now, which I call darkness and you call hell. I know you froze a little bit, Gail, so hopefully you'll be joining us back in a second. And I get it. I get it. I've done this walk now a third time. And so I'm with you, and I know you're with me, and all of you are with me. And so I really appreciate it. So my dancing queen butterfly, you're up next.
Thank you, my miracle
Thank you, Gail.
man.
thank you.
So for me, anything childlike, my eyes stuck glued to the childlike. I'm going to read. Where is the child I love? Where was the child in me that I could focus so clearly on the moments and celebrate the wonders of the present? I love that expression. You've got four childlike wonder items that you have mentioned in your book. When you're swimming and your lips getting blue, when you're playing in the snow and everything is drenched, and when you're walking on the bars, on high bars, and then cartwheels. Can you tell us anything or a beautiful memory of any of those, please?
Oh, all of them. um, absolutely all of them. I was pretty out there. Um, so I'll talk about the walking on the bars. I really was fearless. I didn't understand that I could get hurt. And even when I did get hurt, I ignored it and continued playing. And I lived in the inner city in Boston in a 3-decker on the third floor. And we had front porches and back porches. And I would go on the front porch and we had railings and I would walk the railing on the third floor. It never occurred to me that I could fall and smash my head on the cement stairs 3 stories down, right? I just love the feeling of my arms out straight and balancing on that bar.
Mm.
So that's the joy of being a fearless child, right? And that's the joy I try to tap into every day.
Thank you. I loved that. Thank you so much.
So
Krista?
I'm going to wait before Krista goes. So share your mantra. What do you do every day in the mirror? What do you say?
Joy, 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 joy.
All right, we're all gonna do that together. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Joy, joy,
Joy,
joy,
joy,
joy,
joy,
joy,
joy,
joy, joy, joy, joy, joy.
joy, joy,
I,
joy.
I just wanted to see what the screen. I wanted to see what the screen was going to look like. Sorry, said
It's so cute.
that. All right, Miss Krista Rose.
That's why we love live TV because I know all the viewers out there right now are trying. It is fantastic. So, I love the way this family connects because often we talk about or we want to talk about the same thing. Like my beautiful dancing queen just talked exactly what I was about to. But since we already talked about that, I am going to go in a totally different direction. I love the way you were talking about, feeling the nudge and, going with, I work strongly with my intuition. And although I didn't have, well, a form of cancer, but I had, a rare disease that I've been fighting through. So I can relate to a lot of uh, some of the walk that you went through and definitely the hell, but following the nudge and that feeling of maybe trying something different. So yes, definitely conventional Western medicine, Eastern medicine, whatever you want to say, but how was it that you stepped into some holistic medicine or holistic energy, for instance Reiki, connecting with your angels? And what can you say to the viewers right now who are thinking, I've heard about it, I want to do it, but is this woo-woo stuff? So can you talk a little bit about that?
Um, so there's a chapter in the book about going from stage 2 to stage 1. And the diagnosis that came down was stage 2 breast cancer. And of course, both breasts were supposed to be removed, and I said no. And I started doing my own energy work as I was setting up other potentials. And I have a prayer that I put in the book where every strand of I untangled the web of energy. And each person that I saw, whatever issue came up, I forgave them. I forgave me. I thanked them. And I released the tangled web we created. So, and every single one, I did that type of a mantra. Within a week, I went in for my surgery, and the following week, the surgical nurse called me and she said, stage 1 with scarring.
Yeah.
So if you don't believe in this stuff, I'm sorry, because it's real. It's
Mm.
real.
And it's so important that not only when I read that, so I live in that world, and people often sometimes are a little bit hesitant to say, wow, should I step out of the box? And so not only do I have conversations, but now I will say, here's a book that you can also read about a journey for somebody who went through it. And you can see by the evidence of her life, again, encouraging people to get not only get this book, but give it as a gift when someone is struggling, not just with cancer, but when someone is struggling, you'll get so many tips.
Yeah.
So yeah, and definitely thinking outside the box, all that woo woo stuff, it's okay to explore. So I'm so happy that you brought that up in the book and that you explained it here on live TV. So
Oh,
thank you so
thank you.
much, Gail. And I just wanted to read quickly. Christiane said, joy, 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 Joki, joy. And Christiana, it's not woo woo, it's woo hoo. So that's there's some of our viewers. I love that. Woo hoo.
Woohoo.
So I love this. So my monkey bars and the swimming with the blue lips and all of it, I can relate. So we probably are around the same age. Krista, you took my question, though differently, about Western and Eastern alchemy and the mixing of the two, but that's okay. We'll let that go. I have two things, and I don't know which way to go because I love the energy guilt entanglement, which you kind of talked about, but I think that's such an on point and purposeful conversation to have. So many of us don't truly understand we are energy in action or inaction. Our thought energy and everything that follows, the process of thinking, the process of feeling, whether we heal or we don't. I don't ever say the W word. I've been studying this stuff since I was a very little kid with my grandmother. I don't even hear that word. For me, it's the other way around. The other stuff is the on the other side. But I love how you advocated for yourself. My dad just recently passed away a few months ago, and I had to step into that role for him. And the medical industry is without rails, let's just say. So maybe again, because I'm all about empowering, how can you express the importance of advocating for both sides of that experience and for the individuals who have a hesitation on going into holistic health, even if it's taking herbs or supplements or deep breathing, journaling, meditation, body work, Reiki, talking to angels, tapping into that pathway that is so available to us. So maybe I know there's people that are at step 1 all the way through. They may not understand, what do you mean there's angels sitting by our side, let alone people that can converse with them, but maybe just a baby step into what that world can be, as you just so beautifully said. If you don't think it's true, now what? Because if you knew it was, then what?
Yeah, the power of the mind is pretty incredible. None of it will work if you don't believe it.
Mm,
You know, it doesn't, you, the going through the motions will not prove to you. So it's not a lab where you can scientifically prove it. So find something that you can believe in, whether it's believing in prayer, believing in God, believing in something small, and give it a shot, and just give it a shot and try different modalities. You know, for me, it was really important that I was listening to the universe all before I even saw a doctor. I went on a plant-based diet. I even bought chemo hats before I even saw a doctor because I felt the nudge to do it. And, you know, guys, you can talk to the universe, you can talk to God like you talk to your friends, right? And I argued, like, are you kidding me? You want me to what? You want me to buy these hats? I'm so ashamed. I'm never going to wear them. I have friends going through this, and it's insulting, but you're telling me to buy them. So I'm going to go buy them, but I'm never going to wear them, right? And I put them in the drawer as soon as they came. So I still take action, and so maybe start trusting that little instinct, that little nudge, a little bit, even if you think it's foolish.
mm,
What's the worst that could happen? And then see how your life can change. It's the little steps that bring you a little bit of confidence, that bring you a little bit of um, belief that maybe, okay, I can try this a little bit. It's like the elastic. You don't want to stretch it all the way if you've never been there. It'll snap, it'll break. But just stretch it a little bit and then let it go back, and then stretch it a little bit more, and then I'll let it go back. And that's how your belief and your connection with who you are, right? The universe is not separate. The universe is who you are. You are God. You are this energy, just expressed in this way because you wanted to play, you wanted to experience. And so enjoy the experience, even if it's icky.
I love that. Thank you. So beautiful. And I think it's, again, so important for individuals to hear that it's okay if you aren't connected and you don't believe, but don't not explore. Because the moment you start to explore, that activates the energy of connection so that you can believe and then your
Right.
life can transform. So thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
So I'm going to pass my question to Sanat, but for one commentary for a second, since I'm in the walking in the darkness and the hell right now, and we've got a few couple comments here. But yes, the energy is real. Yes, talk to God like your BFF. Laura, what a great question. Um, you have to show that you believe. So it is a great question. So I will tell you, for someone that really just started to embrace this with through all of you angels here, my family on the screens right now, it is real. There's no question in my mind. Things are happening to me that I never experienced before. And so if you have the openness and the discipline to let it in, it's there for you. And I want to thank you all for showing me the way and continue to hold my hand as we journey. So over to you, Miss Sinette.
Thank you, my beautiful miracle man. So one of my favorite movies, you quoted, is it says, "My mom always said life was like a box of chocolate. You never know what you're gonna get." That's from Forrest Gump. What does that mean for you?
For me, that means take a bite. Take a bite. And if you don't like it, put it back and take another bite of the next one. Right? Just
That's why it's
do
always
it.
good to have your own box of chocolates.
You
Buy
know,
one.
I'll watch out because I might take a box from yours, Laura.
I love that because I do believe that life is there is moments to be serious. There's moments of joy, and I always tell people you can have pockets of joy every day. It is as easy as take off your shoes and dance, but it's a choice. It's a choice. I loved it. I love you, my love bug, my beautiful Krista.
Like everybody else, I can go on and on, but I'm going to contain myself. And I really loved when we taught that it's chapter 5. The title is There is No Mother Wound. Whoa.
Oh,
So that there was a quote from Buddha, and then you chose it, and it's beautiful. Our sorrows and wounds are healed only when we touch them with compassion. Can you tell me why specifically all the quotes you picked that quote for that chapter?
I have a couple of basic beliefs. One is the root of all of our pain is unworthiness, and the root of unworthiness is the search for compassion.
Wow, 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 wow. Mm.
And if I can give that to myself,
Oof.
then I'm full enough of compassion to give that to you.
That is absolutely beautifully written and spoken. And like I said, I mean, I know you have podcasts and YouTube. I've watched them both. So you speak so eloquently, and reading and writing. So thank you for not only that explanation, but for really giving it the worthiness, the explanation and exploring it, like you did. So thank you,
I love
Laura.
these questions. You guys are great.
All right. So, oh God, I know we're okay, but I have too many. I've never had this like issue. I just want to make a quick notation to my favorite chapter, which is The Sound of a Thousand Wings. I loved, I won't ask a question, but you and I both in my book, The Science of Empowerment, we make to say hello to ourselves. And it's something that I honestly, I can count on one hand how many people that truly have understood what that means in life, to really look and to say hello to self. Because for many of us, we don't do it until we're much older. And there's a pretty, hard push at our backs of why we need to do it. And so I think that's so important. And this kind of wraps it around to, what do you think it is about the human condition that we lose that beautiful child energy, and we just feel underprepared, and we allow all these layers, right? Sometimes a dis-ease, but we allow all these layers to pile up on the little one inside. And so I'm wondering if there was any childhood connection that you forgot about until this happened, and then you remembered that you knew back then, but you forgot about it.
Oh, there's a lot in my childhood that I forgot about, that has been coming up um, through this whole journey of mine that I've been going through. I think in this one, it I believed in myself as a child. I believed that I had the power. I thought I had the power to heal my family. I thought I had the power to heal anybody, and I had the power to do whatever I imagined to happen. And I'll share a freaky story with you to show how convinced I was. As a young teenager, I imagined when I slept that I walked the streets as a cat to protect the neighborhood, right? I was watching out. And one day a friend of mine said, "Were you looking in my window last night?" And I said, "Yes." And she
Yeah.
said, "Please don't do that. You scared me."
This is
And that,
amazing.
that's when I realized that the power of manifestation, like, I believe we will get to the point where if I want a cup of water, I'm going to say, "Water, cup, there it is," because I can do that.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. I hope there are many, many individuals that will hear this, and the conversations, the questions and the responses are what is needed to ignite that remembrance of what we have tapped into, and how we live our lives on a daily basis. It's so powerful. Thank you.
you.
So I will say meow,
I love Howard.
meow. Um, so I want to go for just check with Sinette for timing. Should we start the speed round and then go
Um,
look at remaining time?
we've got 8 minutes to go, so I think if we can have
Right.
short questions, mine is
Yeah.
very short, and then
Okay.
you can do the speed round.
All right. So let's do short questions round and then to go to the speed round and get to the conclusion. So go ahead.
What is your golden nugget?
Mm.
If not now, when?
Oh, that's not my question.
You took my sound of 1,000 wings. You took ours.
You're stealing from each other.
I
That's what
always
happens.
All the time.
It happens every week.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
So I will have my question literally short. I'm going to cut it in half. I'm going to start one of the sentences and maybe you can explain what it means or you can finish it off. It says, after a series of unfortunate events or advantages. And that's when you're talking about, homeless and you being without work, but or advantages.
Mm.
Take the
Yeah.
floor.
Um, so I'll talk about the homeless time, right? That was one of my books came out of that, but that was really a time where I tried a bunch of different modalities to get myself out, and none of them were working. Affirmations weren't working. Declarations weren't working. They just weren't working. And why? Because I didn't believe what I was saying. Right. So it doesn't matter. This is why I say don't pretend. Your subconscious knows you're pretending and will ignore you. Right. So that's when I discovered the power of empowering questions. Right. And that's when I discovered the power of me. Right. And so the disadvantage had an advantage of me rediscovering yet another modality, another power of who I am.
Yeah, I'm gonna give a
Yeah.
little
Wow.
to that.
That's all I can say. Thank you for explaining that because I
Thank you.
embody that so much. And again, thank you for bringing that to our viewers. Okay,
I'll
Laura.
just ask a very quick. I wanted to make mention of Masaru Emoto. I write about the water experiment in my book. I'm a big proponent of this. So please, everyone, get the book just so you can even tap into, because we're all water anyways, how we speak to ourselves, right? The crystallization of the energy of what's
Mhm.
configuring in our bodies. I think it's amazing. So something simple, but I think very profound again, the connection to the Beatles and the lyrics throughout the book. Give us a little tidbit on that.
Well, okay. So one of the things that happened prior is I went through a psilocybin journey, and Mary showed up with JC. And as soon as JC showed up, all of the Beatles and their connections just they stayed. So he may have gone, but he left that residue with me. And so Let It Be kept playing over and over in my head through the whole thing. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be.
It's quite amazing when you read the book and the way you infuse it in, those lyrics become something much different. Even though
Yeah,
they still affected us as a collective in that book, I think, again, for those of us that are open to the messaging, it's there. It's there.
it's
Thank
there.
you.
I just want to tell you before we go to the speed round that these, first of all, we're getting wow, 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 and we're getting. I love this show. You're also amazing. Oh, amazing. But just think about that. If what you got, you go. It's you got. It's not now. When the power of me of who I am and the words of wisdom. Let it be. That's incredible. These are golden nuggets that you can all just cling on to and can take you where you want to go. So thank you, all of you, for just such brilliance. Thank you. All right, here's a speed round. So some of the words, were already picked off. Laura sent me her words. So short answers, Gail. Here we go. Authentic self.
Us tapping into your alignment and not doing anything that doesn't feel perfect.
And I want to tell you, you're getting paparazzi, but the discipline that you do that, I'm in awe of. You don't do anything you aren't supposed to do or being told to do if it doesn't feel right. I am just watching from the master. It's incredible. Thank you. All right. And for those that don't know, just the basics of flow and flow energy, because there are people here that are coming at it from they're new, they want to experiment. There's a lot of guys I know that are like they wouldn't try this, but I can tell you they should try this. So flow and flow energy.
So, you want me to respond to that?
Yeah, short answer. Yeah.
A short answer. So flow for me, I apply to business and to leadership because it really is about connecting with the team and being your authentic self.
Right. And as everyone here knows that life is a team sport. So I follow you 100%. I have kind of a mixed word that I pulled from the book in the speed round is release or manifest.
Release or manifest. So release to me is lying in the cocoon, just letting it go and not trying to anticipate or expect. Expectations will kill me every time. And if I don't expect how something will manifest, I'm given an amazing gift. If I expect what's being manifested, I don't see the gift when it comes.
I love that. Love that.
We're in Hollywood, Gail, with Sinette and her little toys. All right. The next one is twin flames.
Okay, so I can get very, very complex in this, so I'll try to keep it simple.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're all from the same energy source. And imagine that energy source saying, I'm bored, I want to splinter off. So it splinters off. So a strand of energy comes down and creates the soul. And the soul says, okay, so now what I want to do is I'm going to choose this life, this experience. And it comes down into that experience. That soul, that energy splits. And that's the twin flame.
Wow.
So instead of staying as one soul, it splits and goes two ways. And I know so many people who have found their twin flame in this lifetime. It's amazing. And that other twin has passed and they're communing with that twin right now. And these are people who did not believe.
Incredible. All right, the last one, okay, is, and I'll comment on it afterward, is that the universe of angels.
Well, there are earth angels and there are angels, right? And
right.
During that experience, I knew so many people were sending me love. So many earth angels, and I was calling on the angels to come and surround me. And one night I literally heard, it's like the gang got together, the earth angels and the angels, and I could hear the and that was the sound of the angels' wings. I could hear it, and I just surrounded myself in feathers.
So that's incredible. All I can say is until you open your eyes, because my eyes have been closed for almost 59 years, you don't see your earth angels or feel them or the heavenly angels. And now I've opened my eyes, and it's because of all of you. So I feel it. I feel the healing energy, and I feel the love energy, and it's real. So thank you, Gail. Just incredible. That was an amazing speed round, but one of the most incredible we've ever had. So thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Sinette, my dancing queen butterfly, let's bring the show home, baby.
Oh, thank you, my beautiful Howard, for being our host. Thank you, my beautiful life force and my beautiful rosebud. So, my beautiful Gail, how are you feeling at this moment?
I don't want this to end. I'm having a blast.
Me too.
I know. I know. We could go on for a long time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I just wanted to say thank you so much for coming and being our spotlight author. It was excitement. It's like a box of chocolates reading your book. I really enjoyed every minute. My husband told me something about the guarding services I must go and do. I said, "No, can you go because I'm reading Gail's book." I really loved to spend time, and I was cuddling myself up because it was a storm and it was hailing, and I was reading your book, and it was such comfort. So, my beautiful viewers, I know that you have just been blessed by so much golden nuggets and wisdom. Thank you to my beautiful diamond beauties for all your love, for all your comments, your sunglasses, and what I'm gonna count to three, and then we're gonna do Gail's mirror talk. Joy, joy, joy. Are you ready?
Yes.
One, two, three. Joy, joy,
Joy,
joy,
joy,
joy,
joy,
joy,
joy, joy,
joy,
joy,
joy,
joy,
joy,
joy,
joy.
joy, joy,
Joy,
joy,
joy.
joy.
I love that.
I love it. I love it. So, my beautiful viewers, I hope that you will be able to stand in front of the mirror and say, joy, 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 joy. And why not? Just do it and then experience the magic. So, my
Mm.
beautiful Gail and my beautiful co host, will you have a dance with me?
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Let's do it.
My beautiful diamond beauties and the viewers, will you have a dance with us? They said yes. They said yes. Here
Let's
we
do it.
go.
Bring them on.
Woo, woo.
Walking on sunshine or dancing in the rain. Sprinkle me with fairy dust so I can fly away. Smiling at a moonbeam or squinting in the sun. Sprinkle me with fairy dust and cover me with love. From butterflies to eagles, oh, there's magic in that flight. Sprinkle me with fairy dust, watch me take to the sky.
Bye, everyone.
Sing
Bye.
and
Bye.
dancing,
Come join us on our
soaring
journey.
high